In the late 1800s and early 1900s, there was a migration of settlers from Utah to the Snake River Valley in southeastern Idaho. The Aaron Beach family moved to Iona. The Samuel Berrett family moved to Yukon. These families were just a few years removed from the original pioneers. Life at this time was tough and demanding. Making a living was a consuming task. William Berrett and Rachel Beach met in their youth, fell in love, and married. They ended up moving to the small community of Manan, Idaho, where they started to raise a family. In 1904, Berrett.Fillmore and Mabel Garrick moved from Manti, Utah to Clark, Idaho, and started to raise their young family. On August 28, 1914, the Fillmores had a baby boy and named him Kenneth. On January 18, 1915, the Berrett family had a baby girl and named her Gwen. Gwen had 9 older brothers, 1 younger brother, and 4 younger sisters. Kenneth had 4 older brothers and a younger sister. Life was primitive. The toilet was outside. The water was drawn from a well outside and carried in. Heat came from burning wood and piling on blankets. Horse and buggy was the primary means of travel. Both families were close-knit and rock solid. Both Kenneth and Gwen were raised in loving homes. They both learned at a young age to work hard and contribute. They both had a keen sense of family. Kenneth and Gwen went on their first date on the longest day of the year, June 21st, 1933. They started to date and fell in love. They borrowed the Berrett family car and went to Salt Lake City. They were married on September 8th, 1936, for time and eternity in the Salt Lake Temple. They had learned many things in their homes. They learned to worship and pray. They learned hard work. They gained a deep appreciation of the family. They took marriage and parenting very seriously. Love, service, and parental dedication was part of their very being. Both of Gwen's parents died during the early years of their marriage. Gwen and Kenneth had been married for less than 3 years when they moved into the Berrett family home to be with their younger brothers and sisters. They took responsibility for Dee, who was Gwen's niece, because her mother had died giving birth to her. They both came from large families and loved family life. Then, against the advice of her doctors, who told Gwen that childbirth could be fatal because of injuries she suffered as a young woman in an automobile accident, Gwen started having more children. They had Bill, Kenny, Carl, Karen, Vicky, Kathy, Rachel, and then adopted Renee at age 55. Along the way, many others found refuge in the Fillmore home. We all grew up in the Kenneth and Gwen Fillmore home as part of their family. They had deep love and concern for you and you and us. Because of them, we had a wholesome family life, a peaceful environment, a knowledge that we were wanted, a safe haven, enjoyable family activities, support in wholesome pursuits. Some of the things we learned from them: the gospel of Christ, the importance of good character and integrity, honesty, how to pray, the great importance of family. Always forgive others and never seek retaliation. They taught us by example that charity is of great importance. We witnessed them giving to others significantly, time after time after time. They felt they were blessed and they should share their good fortune. They were willing to sacrifice for others whose needs were greater than theirs. They taught us by example that parents should be willing to subordinate their needs for the betterment of their children. They went without so that we could go to college, go on missions, go on educational trips, and take music lessons, and do other wholesome things. They also taught by example that our home should be open to those in need of a place to stay. We had many reasons to smile and laugh around the dinner table while taking family trips and while just visiting with each other. Who had it any better than we did? Nobody.